Welcome, my name is David Michelsen. In this video, I want to talk about how I maximize my time between working in and on my business and the other stuff, and being healthy / prioritizing working out. I help aspiring entrepreneurs get started, select their business idea, find their first customers, get that first $1,000 within 90 days. I don't have any spots open right now, but that's what I do in my business, besides all the free stuff I make for you so you can get started as well. I've been into fitness and working out for the last 7 or 8 years and have done so relatively religiously in my own eyes. For me, it's been a big priority to be in the gym, get enough sleep, eat the right way, and that does take quite a lot of priority and commitment. And when you're making that commitment, it means you have to sacrifice something else. For me, that has been, the amount of sleep I would have to get that would then, deprioritize my work. And so I've had periods where it's been up and down. I felt guilty because I prioritized how much sleep I wanted to get. On the other hand, if I decreased the sleep, then it wouldn't matter in terms of the training and all the working out, and the nutrition would be for nothing. And so it kind of leaves you in this limbo state if you don't align your values and your priorities. So how do you set that priority? That's basically the question I ended up with. Essentially, you only have 24 hours in a day, and you can't chase both rabbits at the same time. That's the issue, right? I'm doing all of this work in my business because it's fulfilling, because I want to get rich, and because I want to leave an impact in the world, make it a better place than when I came into it. But I don't want to compromise to a great extent my health so that when I get older, I will not be in a great shape. Because that means my quality of living, even though I might be rich, will be quite poor. And for me, that's not a trade-off that I'm willing to take. You might. If that's you, go push your work however much you can. Happy for you that you've made that choice. But for me, it's not something that I'm willing to give up. And so I realized for myself that it might look different ways in different parts of my life. I might work out a different number of days. It might take a different number of hours each time. The workouts might be different, but I need to stay active for my whole life, and I want to eat right for my whole life, and I want to prioritize sleep within the majority of my life. Now that means I will allow space for certain seasons of decreased sleep if it is imperial for the specific work I'm doing at that time. But on a grand scale, I want to make sure that I'm getting a minimum of sufficient hours of sleep. To me, that would probably be something like 5 or 6 hours for shorter periods, but most of the time 7 to 9 hours. And so it kind of just comes back to what are the things I want to be able to do when I get older, and who do I want to spend time with? What kind of activities do I want to be able to do? And I do want to be able to spend time with my children and their grandchildren when they get their own. And I'm just not going to be able to do that if I don't prioritize my health. And so that was the realization that I came to. And it was just clear to me that that was the most important thing. And so declaring to myself that health has to be number one throughout my life in one way or another is something that I've just become okay with. But I still have moments every now and then where I'll discard the regard for my overall health because I'm working on something super intensely in that short sprint, and I'll have days where I get more sleep. The overall idea is finding a balance that on the grand scale works with your number one priority for your life, so you have as few or small regrets at the end of it. Now, you might not be able to predict what that is because that's just the nature of life. But you can sit down and you can think about what kind of person you want to be and what kind of life you want to have lived, what you want to look back on in those 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Hopefully you have a long time left. And so for me, being healthy has just come down to being able to do more things at a later stage. And that's really the most important thing for me. So I'm willing to sacrifice some of my work potential to get the other thing. Everything is a trade-off. And the main idea of making this video is to help you, one, gain more clarity in making your own decision, but also to help you be more okay and accept the fact that it is always a trade-off, and there is a limbo feeling of once you go one way, you feel like you're letting go of the other way, and that's just how it's going to be. But that's why it's up and down on both ends, but ultimately you will go further along one path than the other one. So I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment if this was useful. Please subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subscribers. So ultimately, we can create a bigger impact and help more people. As always, of course, stay disciplined.